Hey, it's Steve Barcello, Cryptozoology Paranormal Museum. I'm back out at Medoc. We were out here the other night. We had a group that we took out and did a private Bigfoot outing with, kind of something we're experimenting with. Had a lot of great activity. I'm just kind of getting out of town. Stephanie's running the museum. I'm trying to get paperwork done. And I just have people come into the house and just drive me nuts. So if you let me get out for a little bit, clear my head, and I'll sort of follow up on some of the things we got the other day. Oh, like a spider web I just walked into. We had tons of spider webs that night. That was a good one. That's what I get for not paying attention. And I fixed my pretty hair. Whew, it's hot and muggy. I can feel it just breathing in. I'm using the GoPro today, just being minimalist. And I just ran into one of the guys that used to come, Brian, used to come to the museum all the time. It was good seeing him in the parking lot. I think it's him, myself. I think there's 3 campers set up in the tent area, or not tent area, the whole site. And I don't know if anyone else is rolling in tonight. I would get a spot and stay here, but I just got too much to do. And here's another spider web. I really should have brought a stick with me just to knock these things down, but I didn't. And I probably won't see them until I'm right on top of them. They got a nice print the other night. We had some unusual sounds, something rattling bushes, freaking people out. So I just wanted to come out here and just kind of look around for evidence, daytime stuff. So I figured bring you guys with me. Let's go take a look. Spider webs everywhere. Actually, a plane, that's something you rarely hear around here. I'm from New York originally, Long Island, so we were surrounded by airports, LaGuardia, Kennedy, MacArthur. They're constant jets, just you're always in someone's flight pattern. It's kind of funny to come out here and you can rarely see or hear anything. Occasional jet fighters come over and practice over Lake Gaston. But listen, it just went dead quiet. That's good, except for the plane. No bugs or birds in this immediate area. I can hear a few birds in the distance. Maybe that's a good sign. Of course, I'm not carrying much of anything except for this. But it's quiet. Hearing some wind blowing through. I still got spider webs all over me. And I just heard something tapping back there, but that was probably a woodpecker in the distance. I'm just walking and listening. It's very quiet. I can still hear that the world's slowest plane slowly getting out of this area here. Don't mind me. I still get the spider webs all over me, which makes me freak out thinking there's a spider attached to it somewhere. And like right in this area where I am, I mean, it just went dead quiet. I mean, nothing. I can hear wind blowing through the trees, and in the distance I can hear some birds, and I mean, quarter mile, half mile away. So it's like, oh, another spider web. I'll get a stick to knock these things down, because that's going to be a problem as I walk through here. Need a spider stick. That's not very good. That one should work. All right. Now the trick is to see these things before you come up on them. See, that one I wouldn't have saw at all if it wasn't for the spider being in the middle of the web. Very unusual tree. Looks like something that should be a gillies. You know, back here you can see the canopy is pretty high, so you can still see pretty far into the woods here. God, I got webs all over me. I can't believe how many I've walked into already. On this hand, on this arm, on my head. Of course, I didn't bring a hat or anything. Busy shooting the shit with somebody. It's like I'm blessing the path as I go to knock down webs. It's still dead quiet, which I like. You guys see the trail a little bit. Got some old growth in this woods. Oh, there goes some deer. See the deer running off? They were bedded down over here. Just ran off that way. There you go, you might be able to see them. I know a GoPro is not exactly the tool to use as wide angle as it is. But we came through all these trails the other night. We hit them all, some of the places multiple times. We did one hike daylight, actually through here, all the way back behind the campsite, just to show the girls kind of what the trails are like, how you can see that they're roots, they're rough, a lot of pitch, gullies. Boy, it's hot today, humid. See, once again, just dead quiet. Got a little bit of bugs and a snap. There's something up ahead. Could be deer, but they usually don't consider a deer a predator. All right, so the bugs just came back. You see, you can see some of these webs right here. It's just amazing. It's one after another. I just walked through another one. My God. There's another one up here. I got to keep on clearing the path. Apologize for the crazy stick waving. Look at the toad here. Little toad. Yep, there we go. We have a whole bunch of baby toads the other day. I just knocked up. All right, I'm back on. I'm hearing movement back over here in the woods. All right, going down to the bench now. This is where we had some activity the other night. Why does it keep calling? Oh my goodness. I think I'm just going to have to shut the phone off. I don't know what's going on, man. I'm just getting... This thing's butt dialing when I walk. Let me get down to here. You can hear my phone's just non-stop. This is why I'm done. Oh my God. Dropping my stick. All right, look how still it is here. I mean, like no movement. We had a little bit of rain the other day. They got some prints down here. Where you want to look is along the edge. That's where they're getting some pretty good activity. I'm just going to kind of take in the quietness here and see what's going on. What's scared all the birds and bugs from making noises. Mosquitoes are out. I'll slip in some of the photos of some of the stuff we got the other night here. I just want to come out and do a follow-up. And as much as I don't want to not bring my phone with me, it's getting to the point where I think that's what I'm going to have to do, is just take the chance of coming out without a phone. It's just non-stop. See, just dead quiet. Dead quiet. Some kind of weird noise on the other side of the stream. A little bit of wind picking up. Back here is where I heard movement before, and that's the direction from where I heard a branch break. So now there were deer back over that way that ran back into here. I still got to download the thermal scopes from the other night. Everyone had a scope, and we had a lot of people using them that the AGMs that aren't familiar with them. So they might have picked up something that we don't even know about. So I need to go through and to see what's there. I got some movement. Can't say it was anything phenomenal. One of the women there was able to do this really weird baby cry. It's horrifying. And she would do this, you know, wah, sort of thing, and see what kind of it drew in, you know, something thinking it was a injured animal or something of that sort. So it's kind of crazy, trying different things. So this is just kind of a little bit of a follow-up. This is why when it gets a little bit cooler, I'll be able to come down here and spend, you know, multiple days in a row. This way I can do a night investigation, come through the next morning to follow up on anything we've got, look for if we have movement, to go look for prints. That you really need to do that. If you're going to do the full investigation, it has to start off with kind of a daylight investigation. I came out the day before, had the multiple sites for multiple days, and even though I really didn't use them day one, it was just setting up equipment that I baited. And actually I have apples in the car I didn't even bother to bring, but threw a bunch of apples out behind the campsites all the way back to the trail, so I could see what we could bring in, kind of attract things right to us. And I didn't hear anything. I was in campsite 19. I gave the ladies campsite 20. They claimed they heard movement. And we didn't go back to our sites till around, I think it's like 3:34. So only a couple hours of darkness. But maybe I was just out like a light at that point. A little bit of sleep I did get. But they claimed they heard stuff, some movement. Their site was a little more off the beaten track. It was kind of stuck in a corner, so they already had me as company with a buffer. So and next to me was a Boy Scout troop. So they were set up there. Not a lot, just like 6 kids. And by like, 9:30, 10, they were out like lights. They were dead quiet, so they weren't moving around. But This park never seems to disappoint. I always like checking trees. The other day, Johnny swears he was out here, and he was down by Stream Loop area, and couldn't tell exactly where it was coming from, possibly the other side of the stream, but it sounded like something leaped out of a tree, heavy, and then walked off. So I want to hear the audio on that if he's got that captured. But it's just nonstop here. Still knocking down spider webs. See, there's a few birds up in that direction. Nothing back behind me here. Boy, these mosquitoes are killing me. Eating me up, even though with all the bug spray on. But anyway, it's good to get out. I just wait till it gets cooler and this vegetation drops out. We can see so much farther in, and that just, you know, the thermal cameras are great. I mean, but they will pick up heat through this thickness, but you're just going to see specks. It's hard to see what you've got, but you can tell by the amount of the temperature being like in the case of white hot, it'll be white hot. And you can tell you got something out there. And then it's a matter of just trying to watch it move to see if it's upright, down on all fours, if it's, you know, ducking to hide, you know, behavior, things of that sort. But whew, Spider Central. And I'm watching the trail for snakes too. Last thing I need to do is be tagged by a snake out here. Oh, if you know somebody who's looking to help out or volunteer in the museum, let us know as we grow. We're always looking for that. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, all the things I forget to say in the beginning. And we're trying to move forward now that we have the new building. I've got hopefully in the next week or so, I'll have a lot more time on my hands, and I'll be able to get a lot more stuff done. We can concentrate on events. I want to spend more time with family, museum, and MetaZoo. Work with MetaZoo on stuff, you know. That's been really good for us. I want to keep that going. Is he dead quiet again? Nothing. I'm really kicking myself not bringing the thermal. I'm using a little handheld, little baby tripod, I guess you'd call it. It's like a trigger sort of thing, you know, to hold this. That's what I have the GoPro on. That's how much I want to carry, very little. And that's always what happens, you know. Care bare minimum. You get all kinds of crazy stuff going on. I heard a knock over that way. Can't say. Just one little. See if I can do a little one back. Oh, this stick's not very strong. Now I'm hearing branches break back here. It's so thick, it's like impossible to see through this. couldn't do a tree knock, but I could do a stick break by hitting the tree. My stick about a foot shorter. It's hot. Hot and humid. All right, let me shut this down now. I'm gonna hike up over this little hill here. It's Steve again. I'm back in the Beast in the expedition. It's so hot out there. I was gonna shoot the end of my video sitting on one of the park benches with some nice green scenery behind me, but it is so sweaty and I got so many spider webs on me. I said the hell with that, even though this is a little bit noisy. Let's do it from the vehicle as I start to turn around and head out of here. But nothing crazy, just a lot of dead quiet and some movement in the distance, which I can't say what anything was. Everything was back here. I'm going to try to get back out next day or two, see what I can get out here, do a proper thing. Maybe I'll see how the weather is. The other night when we came out, I started to tell you about the whole thing with having a group of 4 women come out, and George and I gave them a tour. And it was great. They had a blast. We had a good time. We're going to try to do more of that. We'll figure out the logistics and how it's going to work. But it poured. We came out here by the time we came out early, set up. They were still waiting for one of their friends to show us. Went back to the museum. Then came back here. By the time we got here, it started to rain, and then the sky just opened up. We were trapped under my 10 by 10 tent, and I was poking water off the roof, and everything got soaked. So eventually it stopped. We were able to get out and do the hiking, which is good. But even with all that rain, it wasn't enough soaking to get the clay where we could get prints like, you know, normally. Any of the prints that were there are previous to that rain. So I was explaining that to them, you know, how it works, substrate and all that. Anyway, that being said, I had to pack up the tents the next morning, and I literally had to bring them back to the museum. Thank God I got a large back area. I was able to literally re-erect the tents so they can dry. I don't want them getting mildewy and stuff. But another thing we have to consider if we're going to be bringing people out, and if we're gonna even gonna rent tents or do something like that, which I don't know if I want to, just because that was a lesson learned. I mean, that's a lot of setup and takedown. And even if I get out the day before, there's a little extra expense. I still got to stick around there when else wraps it up, so I can get everything packed up and out of there. So that's, I don't know. We have to really think that one out. I'd rather just be the more or less the tour guide, meet you out there, take you out. If we lend you, some equipment so you can see how it works, parabolic dish, thermal cameras, things of that sort. But we're working all that sort of stuff out, figure out how it works. Otherwise, I mean, we have other locations we're trying to get into. We're still trying to start the ghost tours, and as you can see, I'm getting back on the road. This is the holiday weekend, so I'm assuming the museum will be fairly busy. So right now I'm just making sure I have employees there so I can go out and do what I've got to do. But if not, I'm going to be stuck in town. The following weekend, one of these upcoming weekends, I got to get down to Florida, go see my dad. He's 95 now, and he's going to spend some time with him. And while I'm down there, I'll try to hit a couple locations down that way, Georgia, Florida, whatever I can squeeze into my schedule. But that's kind of it. I'm just pulling out of the park now, and hopefully the audio on this isn't too bad. And I'll play back the audio when I edit the video and see if I hear anything unusual. I think it's going to be more just a quietness. But the park's great. If you guys get a chance, please come to the museum. Thanks for supporting the Cryptozoology Paranormal Museum, the town of Littleton, Medoc Mountain State Park, Steve Barcelo, and the crew. The guys, George, Johnny, Clint. We got a great crew out there. And we're going to keep up bringing more and more in. I'd like to get to the point we have a group of 12. John's another guy's getting back in. He travels with his wife. And he's a retired truck driver. Actually, he might be helping out. He'll be helping out in the museum a little bit too. But I just need to get enough people and get the stuff done I have been getting done, and we can just move forward and just start having more and more events, having a good time, and just entertaining everybody. And that's what it's all about. That and getting good data, and seeing what we can get out there. And obviously upgrading equipment, which we've been doing a lot of. I guess that's it. I'm going to head back up here and go back to the museum, and stuff's falling over. I've been taking stuff out of the truck because of the camping. I had it packed. You know, multiple tents, 8 chairs in here, all kinds of crap, tarps. And so I had to take all that out. And along with doing that, apparently I must have packed up some bugs, these K-to-D's things. I'm looking at these things going, they're flying out of my vehicle, scaring the crap out of me. But it's a lot of fun. It's great. If you guys are interested in doing this sort of thing, reach out to us. We're going to be setting up dates, and we'll get more information out. And soon we'll have a breakdown on prices for what we're going to do. And the money just goes right back into the museum to support the museum, and lets us get more stuff in there, more displays. You know, just modernizing the building. We just got the air conditioning unit physically in. I mean, it's not even mounted yet. I got to do that this week. So we got a lot to do. But anyway, thanks for watching. Talk to you soon. I know I'm babbling away because I'm just driving and talking at the same time, but we appreciate you guys, and just keep on supporting, sharing, and keep on hitting that like button. We're trying to get to 3,000. We're finally climbing again. It's been stagnant for so long because we haven't been able to do stuff. So tell your friends. Talk to you soon.